I'm going to try and do this video up here despite the wind and the sound of a farmer with some in his tractor putting in rice crops. Despite all this, I'm going to try and do a quick video, and this is about why do we beat ourselves up trying to teach people trying to teach people English that they wouldn't use in Japanese. Particularly what I think of is like kids. There's an urgency from some parents, often of the brighter kids, but they want their kids to be taking TOEIC and ACENs and all sorts of tests and exams, extracurricular exams. And there is a certain pressure to pass these exams, and it starts unfortunately in elementary school, because it starts earlier and earlier. You know, it used to be that you want to have a TOEIC or a ACEN certain level at university, and then high schools got in on the act and said, oh yeah, we want to teach that. Come to our private high school and we'll have the kids doing that. And then it gets spread to the junior high schools, and therefore, even in elementary school, there's a pressure to start them on this exam treadmill. And I think, you know, it's worth resisting. The point is, why would we teach an 8 or 9-year-old how to make a reservation at a hotel? I mean, it's just ridiculous. They wouldn't do that in Japanese. Why should we expect them to do it in English? Okay, so there's that point, and I get that, and I would say try and resist that kind of teaching of English to exams, but also teaching English. The point is teaching English that's not. They wouldn't speak like this in Japanese. They're not at that stage. Equally, you wouldn't give an adult a children's book. Some people do. But why would you want an adult speaking like a child? It's just messed up, is what it is. Okay, so that's one point. But what can you do about it? Well, teach for yourself and make your own materials is a start. But sometimes it's unavoidable that you've got to teach things that are above the pay grade, if you like, of the kid or person learning. What do you do in that situation? I'll give you an example. I've made a lot of lessons and turned them into a book for high school kids. And the thing about high school kids, you know, if they've been with your school for 10 years, as a lot of my students have, you know, you can't just keep teaching them, oh, what do you like? What would you like? Oh, tell me about your hobbies. Oh, you know, oh, how do you make friends? You know, that kind of the stuff that we think high school kids might like. You kind of run out of that stuff. And so what do? You teach them about, you know, business letters and stuff? No. Well, I'll give you an example of what I did. What you do is what I do, I've decided, is try to teach them stuff in English that maybe they don't know in Japanese, but explain the concepts so that they can understand it, and then it does make sense to learn the vocabulary in English. So my example is I taught them about FIRE, F-I-R-E, financial independence, retire early. Now this is something that the reason is I wished I'd known about it when I was their age, when I was 18 or 19. If somebody had told me, you know, there is a way that you could retire early and get on with your life away from work. You don't have to run off to Japan or America or whatever. You can if you want. I don't think that's a bad thing. But there are other things you can do. One of them is the you know, financial independence, retire early. The idea that you work your backside off, save like crazy, and invest all that money when you're in your 20s. By the time you get to your 30s, 10 years later, you can live off your investments, and then you can say bye-bye to your crazy boss. Now, this is not something that most high school kids are even thinking about. Retirement, that's ridiculous. And you can't get them excited about that, except if you present it as I did, which is like, I wish I'd known this when I was your age, and this is why I'm teaching you. If I know you haven't started your careers yet and you're going into university and stuff. But if you find that you can't stand what you're doing, this is a way to escape within 10 years and escape the rat race. And they kind of got it. I think their parents are all like salarymen, salary women, so they get it. Whether they do anything with it, I don't know. But I just get, it's just one lesson. I'm not belaboring it. So there are times when you can teach something that is beyond their ken, but it's harder work, but it's more satisfying maybe. So what was the point of all this? You can get AI to summarize my video. I've noticed they've started doing that. It's uncannily good, a bit scary. But yeah, the point is try and avoid teaching things that kids don't need to know or they wouldn't know in Japanese. But if you are going to teach more interesting topics, lay the groundwork, explain it quite well, and make it clear why it's relevant to your students. Okay, peace. Have a good one. Let me show you around here. I'm just on a platform here. There's Tiganuma, going for my morning constitutional. There's the on the other side are the rice paddies. What's that? Is that a hotel? Kind of. People here think it's Inaka, but Tokyo's just 30 minutes away. Anyway, keeps me sane, and I keep thinking about these topics. Okay, have a good one. See you next time.